Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. So I'm going to do a video that has been requested a few times. I've been putting this one off for a little bit because this is a bit of a difficult topic, but basically I wanted to talk about what do you do when you're in a work environment where essentially you hate your employer and you don't like your employer because you don't like how they operate, how they do business, and you're just kind of disgusted, but you can't leave because you're stuck for some reason. You got the golden handcuffs on, you're in a small town and that's your only choice. Your wife's going to medical school or whatever it is, whatever the problem is, you can't leave there. So how do you deal with it? How do you get through life every day, right? And survive, can you make a difference? So I'm assuming that you're stuck, right? Because I would just say get unstuck. And I think that's the first answer, right? Is if you can get unstuck from that situation and you're not happy, then maybe that's the best thing. But let's back up a little bit and let's say maybe that's not the best thing. Maybe that advice, maybe even if you could get out, maybe you should tolerate it for some reason. Is there some value, some kind of personal growth we could get out of dealing with that kind of environment? And could we kind of look internally and say, well, why does this bother us so much, right? Now, that doesn't mean that there's not bad, and I've talked about toxic work environments before, but I think we should first, again, to take the stoic approach and look at what can we gain, what is good about the situation, what kind of value it is. So in his perspective, right? Especially if you're trapped, you need to change your perspective, because if you're trapped, what you need to do is you got to realize that this is like a battleground. This is like a testing ground, right? This is tough. This is like you're going to be growing from this. You're going to grow in character. You're going to grow in perseverance, right? You're going to grow in dealing with people's skills. This is a godsend, right? This horrible situation is not so horrible when you think of it as a trial, the tribulation that's going to help you grow personally. If you can do that and change your mindset, that's the best thing to do. And it's honestly true in a lot of cases, right? Now, a trial and tribulation should last a period of time. You don't want to, a 20-year, if you're not happy in an environment, you don't want to stay there for 20 years. But maybe in the situation you're in now, right, maybe you can have a two-pronged approach, right? Maybe you can say, look, I'm going to change this is what I want out of my life. I'm going to change my future. So I'm going to envision what my ideal is. Well, this is where I want to work. This is how I want to work. This is the kind of people I want to work with. This is the kind of environment that I want to be in. Okay? But that's like 3 years out, because I have this chain that's holding me right now, and I got to stay in this sort of toxic work environment where I don't like the company, I don't like the people. So what I'm going to do is this: I'm going to figure out a plan to get to where I want to be. Maybe it's 3 years out, maybe it's 5 years out. I don't care. I'm going to someday get free, right? But while I'm here, I'm going to make the best of this, and I'm going to figure out how that I'm going to utilize this to not just get me to where I want to be, but to grow personally, to grow my character, to grow as a person, to grow as a professional. I'm going to figure out, how working on this stupid this VB6 app is going to make me better, right? And I'm going to use this time wisely. I'm going to learn people skills to deal with difficult people, because this is a good test. My boss sucks. Great, that's awesome. That means that I get to learn how to deal with someone, and I'm going to read up on that, and I'm going to practice it, and I'm going to learn how to control my temper and how to control my mood, and maybe I'm going to start meditating, right? I'm going to do all these things in this environment. And then I'm also going to work on influencing people, right? A great book on influencing people about this kind of concept is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. It's a book I've always recommended. It's such a good book, but he talks about the sphere of influence, right? And you start with this smaller sphere of influence, and you kind of, it grows, right? You don't have necessarily, you can't make people do what you want, but no matter who you are, you can have some amount of influence. And so even in a huge mega corporation where they have stupid rules and they're unethical or whatever it is, the problem is, and people don't care, and they just want to get their paycheck and they have no passion for their job, you can ignite a spark. It might be small, right? But you can get people, you know, to start to care. You can start to make some small changes. You might not be able to change the whole thing. You might be able to. Don't say that you can't. I mean, it's possible. But you can at least make changes while you're growing yourself, while you're growing your own character, and you know, and at the very least, even if you can't, you can still say, look, I'm enduring this environment, and I'm going to make the best of it, and I can see this as an opportunity to grow. And who cares? I'm going to have fun. You guys don't have to, right? Whoever wants to have fun with me and wants to grow, and we're going to have a jovial old time in this horrible place, let's do it. But if you don't want to, I'm going to be at my desk smiling, because when the crap hits the fan and I'm like, and someone is just being rude or doing some stupid thing, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to do the right thing. I'm not going to get upset about it. I'm just going to realize that I can't change everyone, and I'm just going to do the best that I can. And that's all I can. I've got my dream. I know where I'm going in the future. I'm working towards that goal. I'm going to get out of this place, but while I'm here, I'm going to make the most of it. So that's it. I thought my video froze up here because I got a notification on my phone. But anyway, I hope that helps all of you who've sort of asked me variations of this question. I got one person in particular that I did this video specifically for. You know who you are. So anyway, hopefully that answers your question. Let me know if it does. Shoot me an email. And if you like this video, if you know someone who needs this video, shoot it to them. Send it, share it, send a link. You know, share it on Twitter, whatever, and definitely subscribe to the channel. Talk to you next time.